Thank you, everyone. Welcome to this workshop. There are three things that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the deep research, project, and tax. As you know, deep research, think about it like you have a research assistant and you have tasked him or her to look for information online, learn about the information, and present you a report. So that's what deep research is all about. You are asking the system to search for great information based on the topic that you want the system to search for, and then provide you a report. Project, think about project as organization tool, right? You are organizing your document and asking the system some questions so that you can get what you want, especially if you are working on a specific project and you want to have everything in one place, and then you can interact with the system, you can add more documents. You can add close to 20 documents to interact with the system. So I'll be also showing you how to use the project. The last one is the task. It's quite similar to deep research because you are asking the system to do something for you, but the task is like, do an activity for me and come back to me maybe tomorrow or in a week's time or in a month's time and provide me some report. So that's also the task. So we're going to focus on these three. If you have any question, you can ask me and I'll be happy to address them for you. So let's start with the deep research. As you can see in this diagram, you give the system a prompt, right? Specific action that you want the system to take. One example is search for me relevant information through the internet and also summarize or provide a synthesis, and then give me a report, right? So the system will take at least 10 to 22 or 30 minutes based on the task that you have given, and then the system will provide you a report. You can specify how the report should look like. You can tell the system that, okay, I want these topics. I want an introduction. I want these areas, and then it will be able to provide that information to you. So you can use it when you are reviewing literature, you are doing research. You can also use it when you have a large amount of data and want a system to analyze and also provide a report. The system will be able to do that. Let's say you have a lot of evidence about something, you want to make a decision. Let's say you are looking into some kind of theory or framework for your study. You can ask the system, can you analyze and give me some evidence in supporting this framework, or help me to decide which kind of framework is better for my research? And the system will be able to provide you that information. You can also use it as a content creation. You can create a PowerPoint if you want to. It will not give you like visual representation, but give you areas that you can further work on and make it more visually appealing. So you can also create a report. What I like about it is that it gives you references. So you can click on the reference and then get more information. So it's a way of also verifying the information the system has provided to you. So in summary, think about the difference between the traditional research and also the deep research. Traditional research, you're going to spend hours looking for literature, hours looking for a document online. You have to decide which document is the best one. You have to have time to review and also summarize and synthesize. It takes a long time for you to do that, right? Although the outcome may be high in quality, the time of spending and doing the traditional kind of research, going and reviewing relevant articles or literature takes a long time. But what about deep research? It takes minutes for you to get your results. You can ask to give you relevant information. It can automatically synthesize the result. It can present the result in a way that you want. You can also ask further questions for it to restructure the information. So you have a lot of options. It doesn't mean that the deep research is better than the traditional research, but when you are looking at a time, deep research can be an option. And you can also do traditional research, but you can start with deep research so that you'll be able to get rich information and use some of the information to do your traditional research. So you see how even combining both approaches also reduce the time that you have in terms of doing research. So you see how AI can accelerate our research process. So this is all about the deep research. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. It looks like most of you have used deep research. So this means that you're already familiar with that. So let me go to ChatGPT. As we can see here, I have open ChatGPT. I have a GPT Plus. So this means that I have a lot of options here. Normally, I choose, GPT 4.0, right? And when you come here, you see deep research. You see here that the system is saying I have 10 available until May 10th. This means that I can use this deep research function 10 times. It's limited because they think that it takes a lot of resources for the system to run. So if you have a plus, you have a limited number of time that you can use it based on it. So you have to also use it in a way that is beneficial to you so that you not use it a lot of times, right? So now, if you want to use deep research, you just have to click on that to highlight it, and then you can start asking your question. I have 10 interview transcripts, and I want the system to review all the interview transcripts and then write a report and also integrate literature as it's writing a report for me. And let me see what I can get as open this one. So if you can open prompts for deep research, you can see that I have the prompt that I'm going to use, right? As you can see here, if you want to get quality information from the system, you have to give the system some background information. The same way when you go for consultation, you have to give the expert a lot of background information so that you can get a tailored response or service. So here I'm giving the system the purpose of my study, right? I am also giving the system the research question I want to focus on because I want it to review the interview transcript and answer those research questions, right? So these are the three research questions that I have. I provided that to the system. And then this is the command in addition. Can you analyze the interview transcript with S here, attach and write a report including the following session? You can specify the sessions that you want the system to provide. So you see that I provided 7 sections here. So this is the prompt that we're going to use. So when you go to ChatGPT, as you can see here, normally I choose GPT 4.0, and then you click on deep research here. So when you click on that, you are activating that function so that when you put information here, the system will use that function to do what you expect the system to do for you. So this is the one I was talking to you about, right? Now you have to attach the transcript. The transcript is there. If you go to the deep research file, data analysis, I have 10 transcripts. So you have to copy all of them and put them here or download. So you see how I have attached all the transcript here. I just have it on my computer, select all of them and drag and drop, right, to attach. You can also attach by clicking on plus sign. You can only attach 10 documents, right? So I have 10 transcripts. So you see how the plus sign is not showing again because you cannot attach it, additional files. So just bear in mind that you can do only 10 documents. Now I click on enter, right? And it would take some time for the system to do all these things. We will come back. It will take about 20 to 30 minutes. So we don't want to wait. So we are going to go allow the system to do what it's supposed to do, and it will come back. Before the system does anything, it's asking me some questions, right? So that it will do what I expect it to do. So these are the 5 questions the system is asking me. Let me see whether I can quickly answer them before we move on to the next one. So the first one asks me whether I already have any framework. I say no. Can you suggest one for me, right? So I want the system to suggest a framework. If you have a framework, you can provide it that information. So you just have to specifically answer all the questions so that to provide you all the information. Should the literature review focus on a particular discipline or region? No, any relevant literature is acceptable. And then next one, have you already determined the methodology? Yes. So I'm using thematic analysis, so I can put that here. I want APA. What is your intended word count? No limit. You can decide the word count, but for now, I would just say no limit, right? And then I click on start. So when you answer all the questions, then the system will go ahead and start the process. So it's starting doing the research for you. Will you come back and see the results? As I said, it will take about 20 to 30 minutes for you to do it. So we uploaded 10 transcripts and then it asked me some questions, and this is what it provided. So it took 12 minutes and then provided 11 sources. It's not a lot of source. Sometimes it can be more specific and say that, can you give me not less than maybe 20 sources? You can be more specific so that the system will go and give you more sources. But it looks like it provided 11 sources, gave me that introduction the same way that I wanted, theoretical framework, and this is what it provided for the framework. It cited sources. It looks like it used the document that I attached as the results, the transcript. Some of the places use the transcript, so you can see that P1 transcript, this one from P1. And then it also cited sources here. It did a literature review provided in APA format for you. Let me see this one. So some of them are the documents that I attached, the transcript. So this is very good in terms of methodology, qualitative analysis, qualitative research design. So it provided information about who were the participants. There are 4 groups of participants and also the files that are connected to each of the participants. It provided you some thematic analysis and it started a source for thematic analysis, and it gives you the steps that it took. It took about 5 steps to conduct thematic analysis, and provided you the results. And these are the themes. Let me see. So these are the themes and the discussion, and wow. So, and it's very long, and then also give a conclusion and then references. Remember that you have to check, right? And make sure that the references are correct. Don't assume that the system did a deep research, so everything is correct. Maybe it might not. But this is what the confusion is. It says that it look at 11 sources, but this is more than 11, right? And the good thing is that when you click on the sources, this is what you're going to see, the thinking process, right? What was going behind the scene, right? And then you can look at it, how the system, review all the sources and synthesize and add some information. It even used Wikipedia, so I don't know whether it's a good source for that. And so it gives you the step-by-step, right? This one helps you to trust the system. Like, okay, I'm not making things up. I really went through specific steps and this is what I got. When you click on it, you can see all the sources. Oh, 11 source. Oh, they are referring to the document that I attached. So it looks like the document that I attached that you are saying the sources. Um, so this is what, and you can practice and see what you're going to get. So, but this is a very good information. It's like well presented. If human being is doing this, it will take you weeks or days for you to come up with this information. So you see how AI may not replace you per se, but it's doing a lot of work that we can spend a lot of time doing. So we don't want to waste time. So let's go to the second function that I want to show you, which is project, right? So let me close this one and let's go back to the PowerPoint. So we finish with this one. Let me swap that. Let's go to, so the next one is project, GPT project. So just think about it as it's helping you to organize your work. It doesn't do anything that is quite complex, but just for organization purpose, you can quickly go to that place and get all the information that you need because you have already uploaded everything there, files there, and can interact with the system. You can tell the system to give you a specific report based on what you want. So this is what I like about the project, right? So if you are used to custom GPT, where you can create your own instruction and develop your own tool for your that you want to complete, this one is quite similar. If you don't know about custom GPT, that's okay. I have a presentation on that on YouTube. I can share with you later. But think about the project as you create a project, right? And then you give the project some instructions and you attach files. It's not compulsory to attach files. You can attach if you want to, and you ask the system questions to complete a specific task, right? And this one is very interesting because before you finish creating the project, you have to give the system instructions. You have to tell the system what the project is all about, what specific action that you want the project to do, or the AI to do. How do you want it to handle the files that you have attached? What should the output look like? So you have to be able to give the system some instruction. It's the same thing as you have employed your assistant to help you, right? You have provided all the policies of the organization. Now you have to provide the system instructions, the duties. What do you want the system to do whenever whenever the person has been asked to do something? So think about this as instruction that you are giving to somebody to do a task for you. And I'm going to show you how to come up with the instructions. It helps you to organize to structure your notes. Let's say you go for frequent meetings, and you can also put all the transcript into the system and ask the system questions. You can put data into the system of as a file, and also ask the system some questions based on the data that you have. You can create content, right? Let's say you want to always create social media post. You can put some PowerPoint and your document there, and then you tell the system, can you create a post about something or this topic, but use the files that I've provided to you. You'll be able to create a content, right? You can create a presentation there. You can also organize your project, provide some timeline. You can also work as a team. In terms of team coordination, I haven't seen the function yet. It doesn't have a function to share the project with somebody, right? But maybe later it will come. But what it can do is it can also give you a report based on the timeline that you have provided or the document that you have provided to it. You can also, based on the instruction, you can give it some structure, how you want the report to look like. So these are the things that you can use. You can use it also for data analysis. So I'm going to show you how to create a project. So what I did was I've downloaded all the transcript, right? And then I'm going to create a project, and I want to use the project to create content for my LinkedIn, right? So what will happen is that I create a project, I upload all these files, and I tell the system that, can you create a LinkedIn post based on this topic? and referring to these transcripts, and the system will be able to create that for me. So you see how your work will be so easy if you have a specific project and then you just upload all the information and then start, the system can use that information as a reference point and create a new content for you. So this is what we're going to do, and we can do the same thing that I'm doing. So please, you can download all the transcript, and then the instructions that we're going to use is here, right? So you see all these instructions. We're going to go through one by one for you to see what we are going to do. So um, let's go back to ChatGPT and start the process. So I showed you the PowerPoint. Before you create a project, you have to have an idea about the project and also think about the instructions, right? So let me show you. This is what I was talking about, the instructions for the project. Because the instructions is just like um, the brain behind what the project is or the AI is going to perform. So always have to have an idea about the instructions. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to ChatGPT, and we're going to create instructions for the project, right? So because when you go to the project here, you see project, right? You click on the plus sign, it will ask you about the project name. And then when you go further, it asks you about instructions. But before we develop the project, we have to have instructions. How do you come up with the instructions? This is where the prompt that I provided to you is very important. So let me open the prompt again. Projects, custom, let me see. So this is a prompt that will help you to provide an instruction for the project. So you're going to tell the system that you have done a lot of videos about ChatGPT and research, and you want to develop a project. Can the system help you to, develop a custom instructions, right, for you? And then based on this prompt, the system will provide you this information, right? So you see here that the system has provided me the output in terms of the title of the project, the description of the project, and everything that I need for me to create that project. So let's start with the project. So the lesson here is that have an idea about the project, have an idea about what you want the project to do or the AI project to do, right? So this is what I have. And you don't have to have any skill. You just have to be clear about what you want the system to do, and the system will generate an instruction for you. So you don't have to give the system instructions. It will generate a format that will just feed it into the system, right? So let me copy this one and let me put in a chat box in case you want to use the same thing that I'm doing. So I go to ChatGPT, GPT-4o, and I put that information here, right? I want the system to just create an instruction for me for my project. I give it information about what my project is all about and what I want from that project, and the system will generate it for me. So I click on enter, and then within few seconds, I have my project. So it's giving me the purpose of the project, and it's giving me information about the file that I have to attach, giving me all the information that I have to just feed that information into the project, right? So you see how the system has provided a custom instruction. The title of the project is here and the purpose. So what you have to do is just review. If you are okay with what the system has provided to you as instructions, then you copy and paste. So it's very simple. So now that we have this one, we can open a new ChatGPT. We can go to plus sign here, project, the title. We go back here and copy the title using ChatGPT for research, right? And then I post that information here and then click on create project, and then you'll be able to create a project. So now I have a project. I have to attach instructions for the project. The system has already provided you instructions. So you just copy, right? And then paste if you are okay with that. So click on add instructions, and I pasted the instructions there, right? And click on save. Then I can attach all the files that I have, right? The transcript that I was showing you. Let me show you the transcript again. So these are the transcripts for my videos that I want the system to take note of. I click on add file, and then I can drag and drop, right? All the 10 files. As I said, it can take up to 20 files. So I have all my files here, and then when it's uploaded, you just click on cancel so that you have all the files here, right? Now you have your project. You can have a conversation with your project. Can you develop a link in post about the effective use of ChatGPT for data analysis? You click on enter, and the system, based on that information, it will create a post for you, and you can use that post. You go to tools. So you see here, tools here. You see the three dots here, and create image, right? You click on create image, you can see, can you create an image that will go with this post? And the system will create an image for you that will go with the post. So you can do it for newsletters. You can do it for, let's say you have a meeting and you have minutes. You can put all the minutes here, and then you tell the system to generate a report for you, right? And then it will be able to generate a report for you. So you can do many things. As I said, the good thing about this project is organization purpose, right? Help you to have everything in one place, so that you not go and look for the conversation. You can go to the project and they have all the conversation under, and you can continue the conversation, right? You click on it and continue. It will take a little time for you to generate an image. Let's move on to the next function, task. Task is very simple. What the system does is you give the system some information about what you want it to do for you, and also you provide when you want the system to come back to you. Do you want the system to come back to you in maybe in a day or 2 days time or a week time? So it will go and search for information out there and present you that result. So task is very simple. It's just like a reminder thing. Let's say you want, in your area, you want to be updated every week about what is going on. You can tell the system that, okay, can you update me about this topic every week? And the system will email you about a summary, and you can click on it, and then you can see all the sources where it got that information. So daily briefings, reminders, notification. It can also be used as a learning and development project. Let's say you want to learn about language or learn about an issue. You can tell the system that every week, every day, give me some information about this topic, and so that I can learn. It also helps you to manage tasks. So I'm going to provide you some example of use cases, and then so that we can see how it looks like when you go to the document. Let me see. Let me try to open. So let's go back to the. So when you go to task, right? Let me send you the link so that you can get access to it. And then copy. Let me put it here. So let's go to task. I double click on it, and then click on the first document. And this one gives you examples, right, that you can use, right? And you can, use the same thing, or you can change it, um, or look at a pattern and also develop your own. So let's say you want the system to, let's take one of the examples and use it. Okay, let's do like weekly debates about in the mixed method, right? and you want the system to every Wednesday give you information about the debate related to mixed methods, right? So you can use this prompt and maybe copy the context if you want. You can make an adjustment to it if you want to. And we're going to go to ChatGPT. And then again, plus version, right? You go to this place and you see that GPT 4.0 with scheduled task. This is what you have to click on. So when you click on this is what you're going to see, right? Now you put the information here. So you are telling the system what you want the system to do, when you want the system to get back to you. You can give a little context for the system to know why you are asking that, right? And then you click on enter. So when you do that, it will generate a schedule for you. When you click, you can see that it will give you a summary of methodological debate, right? And then every Wednesday at 9 a.m., right? You can click on edit here. You click on the triple dot there and click on edit, and you can change the title or the name for the task. You can change the instructions that you want if the instruction doesn't fit what you expect. You can change the schedule, right? You can do it monthly or anything that you want to change. When you finish, you can click on save, or you can pause it if you don't want to have the notification anymore, or you can delete it. If you are satisfied with everything, you just wait. On Wednesday morning, you get information about that. The system will email you, and then you click on the email link, and then it will take you to that information that you want the system to do, the results of the information. If you want to get access to the previous task, you can go to your account, you see here, and you go to task, right? And it will have a list of the things that all the tasks that you have access to. The system can do as many tasks that you want, right? You can create more tasks, right? And you can go here, you can edit, you can delete the task if you don't need it anymore. You can edit if you don't want to. If you want to see what has already been provided to you, maybe for the last 2 months or so, you can click on that and it will take you to every information it has already sent to you, right? So you can go back and review all, let's say the system has been providing you updates maybe every month or every week, all the updates are here. You can even have a conversation with the information by going here, right? Let me move this one here. And you can say that, let's say you want to create a LinkedIn post about this one. Can you create a LinkedIn post about the output of the task? And the system will just create a post for you, right? Based on all these information that it has provided to you, right? So that's all about tasks. It's so straightforward. Telling the system to do something for you, providing the time that you want it to give it to you, and then wait for it. And when you get it, you look at it,